So this is the video just going over everything that's sort of on my file. Up at the top, we have all the imports, exceptions for, like the file writer, the IO exception, mismatch, and scanner. Moving down, we initialize just sort of that first string prompt that's going to allow us to scan everything in. So here, we set up the scanner, initialize a double, then set up a while statement that will prompt the user with the string prompt. It'll catch anything that's not a double and output that message, and it will return whatever value is put in for when this is called. Going down into the actual, oops, sorry, that was a little bit off. Going down into the actual program, here we initialize gravity and the time step. Time step is very small because some of the increments I had to record were pretty small, so it might cut off a little bit. But I wanted to, I guess, get a little more information in there. These will call upon inputs from the user using the scanner class mentioned above. Here are some more variables that may change, don't necessarily all change. X position changes, Y position changes. It's all just sort of initializing everything. This is the math that you presented to us. Moving down, just a few more variables that I wanted to separate only because they were a little bit different, dealt with sort of like a secondary position in the program. This is the code that's writing everything out to the file writer. Canon output.csv. This is the code. It seemed like you wanted to start at 0, and so in order to get that first initialization of everything that we have inputted, I set this up above everything else so that it could have that initialization of everything while time equaled 0. Then we go down into the while loop that is the main body of this code. Here we have the update of the X position, update of the Y position, update of the velocity for X and Y, update for time. And within all that, I just put in an if statement right here. This is the if statement that will record and allow me to print out later on the maximum Y position, like the maximum height that we've seen in this code, and also the X position of the projectile and the time elapsed at the time where it was highest. So, Y position greater than equal to the max height seen so far. And if that is so, then the max height seen so far will equal the Y position, and it will also record everything else that was going on at that time. This is the code where you wanted the altered acceleration of the projectile. So, oops. Sorry about that. Made my comment there real. Get rid of that. All good. So sorry about that. Messed that up just a little bit. There we go. Knew that looked wrong. This is the code for the alteration of the altered acceleration of the projectile. So as long as time is greater than or equal to the 15 milliseconds and less than or equal to 2 milliseconds, the acceleration will become -10 instead of the 0.0. And if it's anything but that, it will equal 0.0. So that solves the problem. and during that time it will have that negative acceleration. And then just at the end of it, we have simple writing it out to the CSV file, all the little inputs, create a new line at the end, outright line. Following that, it's just the closing of the CSV file, and I have it set up so that down at the very bottom, in the little prompt that comes up, it will print out the maximum of everything that was shown. So we're going to go ahead and start this up. First angle you wanted us to do was 30. Height is 10 throughout. This is 100 throughout. There we go. That's the max height, time of max height, x position at max height. And if we open up Canon output, you can see the CSV file was created and wrote out. Run it again. 45-degree angle. Sorry, my camera quality is so bad. 10 and 100. And there we go. Different numbers. Go back to here. It's also changed. So it is continuously updating that CSV file. Run it again. We got 60 degrees, 10 meters high off the ground, and 100 for speed. Different numbers, and different CSV file. So code seems to be working pretty well. I believe that's it. Yeah?